Hello there guys, Feng here, and welcome back to Mad Games Tycoon. So as you can see, we've now finished our first engine, which is fantastic, and this is the one that's going to be hopefully making us a little bit of money. Even if only one company buys it, we've made money on it, so that's fantastic. And of course, if the game does okay, then we've earned a little bit more dosh, and that's even better. So this one has quite a high workload, but it is 16 weeks, so I'm thinking that one will be decent. It's got a hefty penalty, that's the problem. But yeah, they might as well do something while waiting for this economic simulation to finish, which it has. Okay, so now we need to focus on getting some more of these features done. Without features, an engine is worthless, so we need to get some more features. So if I research this one, I could probably research another 3 features before we have to worry about making our next engine. But we at least need to make sure that that engine sells just once. It's not going to come straight away. We've got to wait for a company to actually make a game with the engine before we actually get any money from it. If they want to make a puzzle game. That's the problem. Now it's not set in stone, you know. Publishers might not actually buy that engine just because it's a puzzle and they're puzzle orientated, you know. That's not always the case, but obviously it's more geared towards puzzle games. That's the thing. So, but obviously there's higher chance of them buying it if it's for their fan base. So just bear that in mind. There's still a monopoly on puzzle games though, so you know it's good. It's good. We've got Copy Protect, which we don't need. We can't even buy it yet anyway, so it doesn't really matter. What was the other one? Dev kits, where we don't need to do that yet either, because we've only made one game. You're putting out all these unlocks here. Yeah, there's actually quite a lot we won't be able to unlock for quite a while. Obviously, we're not really making games at the moment, so we're not gonna get that one. We're not gonna get dev kits. We're not gonna get copy protection. Oh hello, that one's done. Sweet. Nice bit of dosh. That one, I don't really want to do that. That's a hefty workload for 4 weeks. I don't think we'll do that one myself. So I'm going to get Feng over here, and we're going to wait until the next month to see if it refreshes, or to see if any new ones come on. Right, let's see. Oh, there we go, 18 weeks. That you can probably do that. Mr. Feng can do that one himself. Mr. Fengferth can probably sort that out himself. While Feng and Kristen can focus on researching that research for the engines. So I reckon it takes probably maybe just under a year before maybe someone actually buys the engine and uses it to make a game. It could be sooner, it could be later, you know. It's just the way it is. It's just on average, I guess. So as you can see, we're nearly in year 2 already. So year 3, sorry. So you know, we should be okay theoretically. But this research is definitely getting a lot more faster now because Feng's there instead. Oh, we got save games. Brilliant. Feng likes save games. I need to make sure that's toggled. Okay, you've reached the 3rd year. To make your games known, you should build a marketing department. Marketing is now unlocked. Yeah, but I've got no room to build it because all the other rooms are taking so much space. Yay. Stick that there. There we go. That could be useful for quite a few things. I do want a 4th employee soon, but I'm not going to be able to get him just yet until we get a better office score. So what I might do now actually is try and build that up a little bit, since we've got plenty of dosh. Go ahead, and we've got a finger. Yeah, we've got a radiator there already. I'm going to build trash can there, trash can there, trash can there. Actually, I can go ahead and build a sink and hand dryer now. So if we stick a sink there, we can stick the hand dryer. Should be able to stick it on this wall. No? Okay. Oh, it's because the radiator's there. God damn it, I'll stick it there then. I'll stick it right next to the toilet. Really hygienic. You know what I mean? There's a few things as well we can probably spruce up the place with, like, yeah, couch. Could it be stuck? Yeah, we'll stick it there. Screw it. That's fine. Sometimes they'll want to have a sit down, so they'll have a sit, which is fine by me. Also, we've got some arcade stuff here. Get the snake. Can that fit there? Yes, it can. Fantastic. And there we go. That might actually be already enough to get our employee that we want, and it's not. We still need a few more stars. We've only got 36, so that's to be expected. I think it's at 50 it unlocks, or 45. I can't remember off the top of my head. Alright. So we've now researched that. Now we can get joystick input. That's definitely one worthwhile trying to research. And we will definitely do it for the economic simulator, this next engine. Hey, there we go. So the engine has been used, as you can see. Oh, okay. So the game did make profit. Not an awful lot. It's not even going to cover. It's not even going to cover the wages, but the engine, obviously, the engine purchase is pretty good. That's 80,000. I'm actually going to go ahead and bump that up to 100,000 now. That should be fine. Profit sharing can stay the same. There we go. Remove bugs, and now we're starting to get a bit more money. This is fantastic. That one's been on the risky side. Let's do it. I'll get Feng over to help with that one. Easily the best way to make money early on is doing these contracts, and you really do need a programmer or have your main character be, you know, a pot programmer, which is what I've done. Even if you basically all speed, you know, it would do it a lot quicker. It would do most tasks a lot quicker, actually. So yeah, speed is a pretty important stat. I mean, these at the moment are like 30 speed, and they're pretty slow. And you can see straight away that Feng is so much faster, nearly double, not quite double, but nearly double as fast. Combine that with the fact that he has actually got a bit of score programming. In fact, he's got the same sort as Frank Dry. He's a pretty efficient worker, so that's fantastic. And I believe that's going to be, yeah, that's going to be okay. I'm just going to put Feng back over there so we can carry on with the joystick input. I can trust Mr. Frank Dry to finish that off. There we go. And now this 17-week one. And we've already got to 200 grand. That's fantastic at this stage, because it is very difficult to actually make money from just making games. As I said previously, you need a good engine, and the only way to make a good engine is to get money to research, and the only way to get money to research is to, well, either sell engines yourself, do contract work, or sell a game that will sell, which is really hard to do and hard, really hard. Have to be kind of extremely lucky in the sense, I guess. Okie dokie. Alright, the ability to play the game with a joystick. Fantastic. Maybe should I do simple artificial intelligence before we do our engine? How close are we? I mean, we've got enough money to probably do that and still be able to afford the engine. So yeah, I'm going to do simple artificial intelligence, and then we'll do the economic simulator. Now I do want to have a quick look who is interested. So Tay2's fan base is economic simulation, so they might buy it. There's not really any other companies that will actually buy it, but at least, you know, it'll probably be bought by them, so that's fantastic. Since we've got a decent relationship with them as well, it might increase the chance. I actually don't know if that is the case, you know. Obviously, I've been playing the game for about, well, 20-25 hours already, so about that much into the game already. But that was on easy and normal, not on hard, so, you know, I had to play for one hard, and yeah, making games was just not the way at all. Okay. Right, okay, let's have a quick look what this engine is. Right, this is, okay, so it's adventure. That's good, I won't touch adventure then. What's the point? I think the next one I'll do, probably, after this one, might be RPG. Actually, it depends. It depends which one requires the least research, I guess. And the least money. But I could be more tactical about it and pick one that a publisher has more interest in. But obviously we don't have access to third-person shooter yet. This is another thing. This is another kind of gripe I have about it, is the fact that these companies don't seem to have genres that wouldn't even exist at this time. So, for example, Ubisoft, ego shooters don't exist yet. So, I don't know. Bit weird. Okay, Feng had a little bit of a sit down and he's going back to work on Simple AI. At least managed to compose the music. That's going to give us a bit more money. There we go. Lovely. That optimized control, I'm not doing that for shit. Although the workload's quite low. No, it's ain't worth it. What was the penalty? Penalty's 10,000. I'd rather wait for AI to be done so we can crack on with a second engine. What the plan is to try and make an engine for all the types of genres that haven't actually been done already yet. That's the plan. Make money from that and then move into a bigger building and then basically go straight into self-producing and using our own engine. And this is perfect. Another one's bought our engine for 100 grand. Profit sharing, it's not brilliant, but it's money, it's revenue, and that's fantastic. That's superb. Really a good way to get money via not doing bloody games. I mean, games are expensive. Games are really expensive. Engines are expensive as well, but at the very least you can cover your expensive just on one company buying it, and that's it. I mean, any more companies that buy it is pure profit. So you can't really grumble at that. Okay, so everyone is okay to start a new engine. Let's go ahead and do it for economic simulation. Let's go ahead and include everything. New engine, so this is going to be the Feng engine Eco Sim 1.0. We're going to sell the engine for a little bit more this time. We're going to go ahead and sell it for 120,000, profit sharing again at 15%. Now you could do it a couple of other ways. You could actually make the engine free and then have quite a huge profit sharing. I've noticed companies don't tend to go for that, but you could do it the other way as well and just have a massive cost but have very little profit sharing. Again, I don't think I've really seen that happen too much, so a little bit of both seems to work well, as far as I can tell. Bearing in mind, I've done this was done on normal, you know, doing like that. Maybe the AI works differently, but it seems to be working at the moment. I mean, as you saw, we've already got pure profit from just that engine alone, so obviously making more engine. And don't forget, that was the puzzle. That was the puzzle engine as well, and there's not really many companies that actually have a fan base of puzzles, so that surprised me a lot. Let's just say that really surprised me a lot. Okay, so Feng needs to use the bin. He teleported, which was pretty cool. Yeah, they do that sometimes. Bit weird why they do it, but they do it. Let's go ahead and try and increase stars again. What else do we probably need? We've got trash cans, we've got small plant, and we could do a fan in here actually, so I'm going to go ahead and stick a fan in there. Maybe a small plant in here as well, just tidy, just to make it look a little bit homely. Water cooler in each room, yeah, I suppose a water cooler in each room would probably suffice. Although where to put it is the question. Could stick it there. If I have one water cooler, then yeah, I suppose I could stick it there instead. That'll be fine. Although they might come in from this room to try and use it. Although I can just stick one in here as well. That's not a big deal. Then you haven't got to walk as far. Okay, this is fantastic. I think what I'm going to do actually, I'm going to get Kristen back over here, and we're going to keep researching features, and maybe even research another genre would be an idea. Now, currently there isn't too many genres in the game. I mean, you actually saw when we created our character that there wasn't that many genres. Now, I'm wondering if they're going to add more as the game progresses through early access. I really hope they do, or at the very least, open it to modding, so that others can actually mod their own genres in. Because at the moment, there's not really many genres at all. There's not. Don't get me wrong though. The genres that are there are actually make sense. You know, they do make sense. Like obviously sports, strategy, run and jump. What else we got? Simulation, obviously, skill game. You know, they do make sense. But I can think of other like survival. But then again, I suppose survival isn't exactly a genre. Well, it is, but it's also a topic in this game, so it's a bit difficult to balance it out, I suppose. I mean, nowadays survival is considered its own genre, so I don't know. So now this is probably the bit where you're probably noticing now there is a bit of a problem with the game, especially at late game when you're doing all this. When you do all this research and all this making of engines and stuff like that, as you can tell, there's nothing to do in between, and that can lead to. I mean, especially on bloody easy's worse, because I mean, in the sense, easy's I don't know, but there's many times where I've just let the whole thing run. I've gone out, I've made myself a cup of coffee, I've made myself some tea, come back in, and it's still running fine. So. That's the only problem with it, in a sense. There needs to either be something to do in between the waiting, like this, for example. I mean, at the end of the day, we've probably waited what, about 2 minutes already, maybe longer than that, for the engine and the save games, and all that's popping up is info, which you know, or, and this is probably the most important feature this game really needs, is a fast forward. It really does. This actually needs the fast forward more than any of the other types of games in this genre. I mean, you didn't really need it too much in Games Go Makers, because you've got different. Whenever you're making a game, you've got different stages where you have to put your own input in anyway, and obviously more of them stages open up as you research more features. And obviously, Game Tycoon. It kind of did as well, I suppose, because there's only really 4 stages when you're making a game. But yeah, you've only got one stage, and that's it. You know, there is a second stage later in the game when you can self-publish, but even then, you're still kind of waiting for what. And we just actually got another engine, so fantastic. So 3 companies have bought that puzzle engine, which is fantastic. So I think what I'm going to do now is, even though it's probably not going to matter too much now, I'm going to plump the price up by an extra 100 grand. Pardon, I'm hiccuping here. So I think what I'm going to do for the time being is I'm going to actually, I might just put a cut in here, and then we'll come back once the engine's ready. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So guys, I'll see you next episode.